water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the brown boy Wonder, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the podcasting world needed him the most, he vanished. 100 years passed, and my brother and I discovered the new brown boy Wonder, an airbender named Abrar. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Abrar can save the podcasting world.
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. Man, oh man, we are back with episodes 6 through 10 of Avatar The Last Airbender. I am here with my guest, of course, Skyler. Skyler, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Halfway through season 1 of this fantastic show.
It's a great show. It's a great show. I forgot to mention the interesting fact about episode 5.
Oh,
Kangaroo Island is a real island off of the coast of southern Australia.
Kangaroo Island is just what I call Australia.
I
Oh, I'm sorry. That's racist.
yeah, well, it's okay. We do love those kangaroos.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Episode 6. It's called Imprisoned. This is actually my favorite episode within these 5 episodes here. This was my favorite.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
It's a good one. This is kind of the first real side of Earthbender and Earthbending problems that you get a taste of in the whole show.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the thing is, this show is keep impressing me with at least with every episode, because this episode here it has a lot of social commentary,
Yeah.
especially with imperialism,
Mm-hmm.
overtaking someone's land and occupying all that stuff. I was like, man, this show is so deep for kids.
Yeah, and this episode also has George Takei.
Oh, who's he played? Who's he?
He's the warden of the prison.
Oh, gotcha. What's his name? That Fire Nation commander guy.
Yeah. The unmistakable George Takei voice.
Oh, well, that's weird. I didn't catch on with me.
Well, you should have.
uh, well, what was his favorite line? He's like, "Oh my."
Yep, that's it. That's what
That's
I
the
said.
guy.
That's me to you right now saying you didn't recognize him. Oh my.
But yeah, I feel like so we got introduction of Haru.
Yep.
Him and Katara. Like I said, like in every episode, I feel like Katara is always hooking up with someone. So in this episode, she's hooking up with
Haru.
Haru.
Well, her hooking up with people will not change in our discussion today.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Haru is not a big character, but yeah, he's all right. we may see him again, maybe.
Yeah.
His father was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. Now tell me, that's an unmistakable voice.
I did not catch that too.
Man, you're bad at voices. What's going on?
Hey, I know a few voices. I know George Michael.
Okay.
Um
He's dead though.
yeah, he is.
All right.
I like Aang's little hat in this episode.
Oh yeah, where he bought a hat, and then what is it? Later, I think Sokka's wearing one too, so Aang clearly bought two.
Yeah.
That's fun. This is a Katara heavy episode.
Yes.
Which there are eventually some Katara heavy episodes that I think are not fan favorites. I'm thinking of one in particular that we'll get to eventually, but this is a strong one. It really defines her character as because a couple of her episodes can be about her being like, naggy or perceived to be naggy or jealous or certain negative traits. But here, this episode is all about her standing on business, and
Yes.
it's a really, it puts her in a very good light. This is why we
Yes.
stand Katara.
Exactly. Before they got captured, the Fire Nation, it's kind of course, I mean, they're bad people, but they're also sexist. When they thought Momo was like earthbending, but it was Katara was doing that.
They were more willing to believe that a lemur was moving the rock than a woman.
Damn, crazy.
No, that guy
Uh,
was you.
who?
Not sexist, just silly. He was like, "That lemur's earthbending," and everyone's
Oh,
like, no, bro, it's that lady." And he's, "Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
yeah.
That's you."
um. Well, yeah, she was like trying to rally up the Earthbenders, and they're like, nah, they're not feeling it. They're all losing hope. Um, when Katara said like to Haru's father, like, "Oh, what's the escape plan?" In my mind, I'm like, "Where's Arnold? Where's Sylvester Stallone? Where are they?"
Where's Batista in Escape Plan 2?
Oh,
That's real, right? I didn't make that up.
no, that's real, and I haven't seen that one yet. I need to see
What?
that.
All right,
Yeah.
pause the podcast. We gotta go watch the Escape Plan 2, and then we'll come back.
All right,
All
now we're
right, we're
back.
back. We didn't watch it.
But yeah, she was, rallying up the troops and like not, and but like how did they oh, the plan was like Aang was trying to get the coal from
Yeah.
the sea,
No, because
something
they
like that.
were using coal to like burn, power the prison. So
Right.
Aang blasted all that up, and then they still didn't want to fight. They were still like, I don't know. But then at the end of the day, those Earthbenders got that dog in them. They got to fight.
They they did. They fought back to the those Fire Nation guys, and they won. And my favorite line from the Fire Nation commander. Oh, my favorite dialogue was the Fire Nation commander said, "Please, I can't swim." And then Haru father said, "It's all good, bruh. I heard cowards float."
That's right. He didn't though. He probably drowned. He sank. We never see him
Yeah,
again.
yeah, I think he died.
um. This is a really powerful episode as far as I mean, we obviously know the Fire Nation are bad guys. They look like bad guys, they act like bad guys, and we know that they killed all the airbenders. But it is
Yeah,
important to see um them, like, this really illustrates like them holding people under their thumb. Like you said, imperialism.
yeah.
It's we're seeing them keeping earthbenders down, controlling them and rounding up all the earthbenders. It's scary, man. They're bad guys.
They're bad guys. My question for this episode is: how did Zuko have Katara's necklace?
He showed up, so he's obviously still on Aang's trail,
Yeah.
and she lost the necklace on the prison. So when he showed up to be like, I heard there was an avatar here, he found it. So now he still has it.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I guess I lost track. I was like, oh, how did he get the necklace? But okay, I guess he was just there.
Yeah,
All right.
after the fact. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, this is my one of my favorite episodes here. I have an interesting fact for this episode.
Yeah.
This is the first time and only episode in the series in which Zuko appears but does not speak.
Ooh, that is interesting.
Yeah. All right. Get on to the next episode here. Episode 7, The Winter Solstice, Part 1, The Spirit World. It's a long
Yeah.
title here.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah, so why do they break into two parts here?
Just because, I mean, Aang's storyline in these 2 episodes are really one long thing.
Hmm.
It's Zuko and Iroh. Their storylines are half and half. Like this first one is a great storyline of Iroh getting captured by Earthbender soldiers,
Yeah.
and then we kind of get more background on like his past. Like he's a feared general, a hated general, and everyone's like, "You're an evil dude," and we're just like, "What? This guy drinking tea and playing songs and having fun? He's an evil guy?" I don't think so.
I mean, like, we started with the episode, like, Zuko's, like, always angry, and, like, you see I mean,
Yeah,
he's too angry to take a spa bath with his uncle.
with his naked uncle.
Yeah. Who
He
doesn't wanna take a spa bath with
I don't
your
know, but
uncle?
Iroh stood up and had his thing out, and Zuko was like, "I'm leaving. This is the end of this."
Um, well, throughout the whole episode, he was in that spa, like, day and night, so his skin must be, like, wrinkly.
He's old anyways. He's always wrinkly.
And he should be, like, wrinkly, wrinkly.
He's built
Um
different.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
we encounter the spirit world where Aang was in it. I kind of skipping ahead, but
mhm.
he was pretty much in it because Sokka was trapped in the spirit world.
Yeah, this is the first episode where uh Aang's or the Avatar's job description really comes into play. Like you're supposed to be the bridge between our world and the world of the spirits. And there's a spirit who's pissed off
Yeah,
because as we learn, the forest was burned down by presumably firebenders. And nature is not happy about that. So the spirit of the forest is like going around messing shit up, tearing things up, stealing people, taking them to the
yeah,
spirit world. And when Aang tries to confront the spirit, Sokka ends up getting stolen and taken to the spirit world. Aang follows it to the spirit world and gets temporarily stuck there.
yeah.
Um,
He encounters with the spirit world's monster. What's the name? The Hebe.
Hey bye, I think.
Hebe.
Yeah.
It's something you see from Silent Hill.
He kind of looks like, yeah, he looks like to me the Cloverfield monster a little bit.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Yeah. He's cool. I like, his big demon form, and then obviously later when he's calmed, he turns into a big panda.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the color parallels and stuff. It's neat, nice
I
foreshadowing.
like that. Yeah, I mean, he turns into Jack Black.
Yes, he does.
What's his name in Kung Fu Panda?
Poe.
Poe. Yeah, we found Poe. While that's happening, Uncle's, he's been kidnapped while being naked. Do you like that image of him on the horse being
Do I
naked?
do I like him naked on a horse
Yeah.
like Putin in that one picture?
Oh, yeah, he's kind of like that, but
I like Iroh better than Putin, I think,
yeah,
probably.
I was gonna say. Um, well, let's go back to the spirit world. Aang, he kind of looked like Dr. Manhattan in The Watchmen. He was all glowing blue.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and bald, of course.
Yeah, and bold. He, which Dr. Manhattan do you like? The movie one or the show?
Don't make me admit right now that I haven't seen the show yet.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
The show's good.
no. I believe it. I've heard very good things about it. It's just I never got around to it, and then there was that whole deal somewhat recently where like it it was taken off of Max and then put back on Max, and I don't even know if it's
You're
still
right.
on Max right now.
I don't think so. It is. You have to buy on Blu-ray.
Well, that's fine. I advocate buying Blu-rays. Go buy
Yes,
Blu-rays if you're able to.
please. Even DVDs. Um, all right, let's
Yeah,
get
just
back to
any physical media is good.
yeah. Let's get back to Fire Nation. Uncle. He when he was trying to escape from the
The
who got
Earthbenders.
there's Benders. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's trying to escape, he's trying to use his fire powers, but looked like when he was trying to escape and do that roll.
Yeah.
He looked like the fire came out of his ass.
Maybe it did.
It did it. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean, I cackled
He could.
when that. Okay,
Yeah, he's leaving clues. He was dropping clues
like a hat,
for.
not a hat, but like a sandal, I think.
Yeah, it was his sandal. Yeah,
Yeah.
for Zuko to follow, and Zuko does eventually find them in this great moment of like these boys don't know who they messing with,
Mm-hmm.
and Zuko and Iroh just take them down.
I like that. The thing is, the Fire Nations are bad people, but these two guys, I think they're the only like good hope of the Fire Nation, even though they're trying to track down Aang. But
What they're trying to do is a bad thing, but the show wants you to root for them here.
yeah,
They were setting the seeds for potential redemption arc. I won't spoil how
okay,
that pays off. We'll see, maybe.
gotcha.
But yeah, you learn very early on in this show. It's like, okay, Iroh's a boss. I'm gonna root for Zuko, even though we can't have Zuko beat Aang. That's not a good thing,
No,
but Zuko's cool.
well, all right, let's get back to Aang. He restored the village and Sokka.
Yeah. First, before that, he gets the crap scared out of him by a big dragon.
Right.
This dragon shows up, and here's where we learn a fun detail about the Avatar: is every Avatar has their own like animal companion, their
Mm-hmm.
animal guide. Aang's is Appa's, obviously.
Right.
And then this dragon is the one that belonged to the Avatar right before Aang, Avatar Roku.
Yes. Yeah. So he was getting those no, it wasn't flashbacks, but like he sees like
Visions.
a missions. Yeah.
Yeah,
He sees like Roku. Like he got to meet him.
yeah. He
Uh,
shows him exactly where he's got to go, which leads to a great cliffhanger when everything's all patched up and we send Big Panda Heibai on his way, and Sokka's no longer stuck in the spirit world. Aang is like, I know where we gotta go, but it's in the goddamn Fire Nation.
yeah, the island of the Fire Nation, and they got to go tomorrow. So
Yeah, they do not have time to mess around.
I mean
That's really all this episode is, leading into the part two.
pretty much. When getting back to the village in Sokka, when they came back, kind of remind me of like Endgame, where Captain America uh, was like, "Oh no, I need help," but then the circles are coming out and people are trying to come back in. Kind of remind me of that.
This doesn't, because they didn't do anything. They just
No,
showed up.
they just showed up.
If anything, it's closer to like all the other times in Marvel where they keep reminding us that people were gone, but then they came back.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
We've been
uh,
reminded of that every show and every movie for like 5 years now. We're never gonna move on. That's just
uh,
what Marvel is now.
multiverse is always here. Uh, I do have an interesting fact for this episode.
Yeah.
So this episode is of the few episodes where graphic censoring is done. As we mentioned, Uncle Aro stands up in the hot spring naked, and Zuko's hand was covering his jock.
Oh boy.
But yeah, and there's another episode coming up that has the same thing. But all right,
Trying to think
that's
what that was.
oh, it's in these 5 episodes.
Was it?
Oh, I'll let you know.
Okay.
In episode 8, Winter Solstice Part 2, The Spirit World. All right,
Nope. Avatar Roku.
is
Part
it?
2, Avatar Roku. That's what it's called.
Oh, I forgot to edit that.
It's okay.
All right, episode 8. So yeah, so this one is a not well. I want to say not much happened, but
Oh, there only one thing. The whole episode was them trying to accomplish one thing, and it takes the full episode for them to do it.
yeah.
It's kind of like a heist episode, actually.
Hmm.
They have to sneak or they have to charge past the border of the Fire Nation
Yeah.
and sneak into this place and have a one-on-one spirit talk with Roku, and it's not easy. I think the way this episode starts, well, it starts with them saying like, "You're not going by yourself, idiot. We got to come with you. That's what we're doing."
Yeah.
So they go, but then the whole scene of them like charging the border, and there's that whole blockade there, and Zuko's chasing them. That is
Mhm.
so awesome. Such a
It's a good
such a great scene.
it's a good scene, and Zhao was in the front lines, and he was throwing fireballs.
Yes, sir.
Insert the Pitbull song, Fireball. Please don't sue me.
Yeah, you're gonna get sued for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, they passed through them. Um, there's that one Fire Nation guy who was trying to help him, but then at the end he kind of died because he's trying to help them as well.
Oh, when they get to the actual temple,
Yeah.
I genuinely do not remember. Part of me thinks we might see that guy again, but I don't
Oh,
remember.
okay.
He might be. If we don't, yeah, they executed him by firing squad. They might have
Yeah,
just killed that guy.
yeah, him and his crew. I mean, the crew wasn't part of
Oh yeah,
him.
they were in trouble. They were like, "No, no, we love being evil," and they're like, "That's too bad. You're going to jail." Uh,
um,
yeah. The blockade once Aang gets past, Zuko is charging behind him, and Iroh's like, "We can't go in there. If we go in there, we're in trouble. If we go in there, we're gonna get arrested." Zuko turn around. Zuko's like, "I'm gonna do it," and then Zhao's like, "No, let him do it." I think it's
uh,
funny. I mean, maybe it's just like a cartoon thing. It doesn't really. You're not really supposed to think about it. It doesn't really matter. But Zhao's like, "Let him go. We'll follow him to find the Avatar." And it's like, dude, he's just looking up. He's just following the bison in the sky. You can do that.
it's so easy. I mean,
Yeah.
and then in the next episode we'll find out they won't do that. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that you can easily track them. Uh, Aang meets Ruko,
Roku.
uh, Roku. Sorry,
Yeah,
so
they.
it's like that the device, um, like Fire Stick, Amazon, and then Roku.
Yeah. Roku created the fire stick because he's a firebender. Does that make
Okay,
sense? Is that anything?
everything is okay. Now I get the show.
Okay.
um, yeah. So he meets him, and he's telling him about the whole thing, like what you gotta do. The dude kind of dressed up as like Gandalf or like Dumbledore.
Well, you skip past the whole because the Roku statue's behind like a big locked door that you need a lot of firebending to
Right.
open. And there's these sages that are supposed to like protect like the lore or whatever of the Avatar, and be loyal to the Avatar. Aang shows up and he's like, hello," and they're like, No, we're with the bad guys too," and they try to attack him. But there, like you mentioned, there's one guy that's like, "No, I'll do my job. I work for you, Avatar," and he's trying to help him get in there.
Yeah.
And essentially, what they do to trick, because they can't get the door open, but
No.
Sokka's little explosion leaves like blast residue that tricks them into thinking he got the door open, so they open the door to get to him, but then he sneaks in after Zuko's already caught up to them. Uh, and then yeah, now we get to him talking to Roku, and Roku sets the entire major journey before us. Like he's filled us in on what we need to stop from happening.
Yeah, pretty much like the Fire Nation will take over the whole world, and
There's a big ass comet,
yes,
which is named Sozin's comet because Sozin was the Fire Lord 100 something years ago. Who, like, when the comet was coming over, it made the firebenders super strong. The comet
yeah,
gives them the power, the Super Saiyan power.
pretty much, yeah,
And so uh, last time the comet was here, they wiped out all the airbenders, and the spirit of Roku is like, Aang, just so you know, that comet's coming back. It's gonna be here by the end of summer. So you gotta hurry your shit up and stop the Fire Lord before then. And that's our journey for the rest of the show.
Pretty much. And the way Aang escapes from, and the rest of the gang escapes, is Aang got the spirit of Roku.
Yes, sir. The doors open up, and from everyone else's point of view, like Roku just walks out, and they're like, "What?" And he kicks ass.
He does. Does he have the spirit, or is just gone now?
No, it was like a one-time thing. So like last time we talked about the Avatar state when his eyes glow blue.
Yeah.
I was like, it is like all the knowledge and power of like all the past avatars coming in one, kind of, I think. And Aang's not in the driver's seat when that happens. He's not in control. So this was just like a very temporary, like Roku kind of like took over. The spirit of Roku took over Aang's body, and it was so powerful that it looked like Roku to everybody doing it. So for all intents and purposes, basically Roku got them out of there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it was a good episode. Good part 2 of this part 1 series.
Yep.
It's a good episode. I don't have an interesting fact for this episode.
We'll just say the interesting fact is those sages were probably executed after this episode.
Yeah, that's the assumption.
Unless we see them again, I genuinely don't remember.
We'll find out. All right, let's get into episode 9, the water bending scroll.
This
all right,
fun episode.
Yeah, it's a funny episode actually.
It's kind of filler in the sense that
yes, it is.
It's just like a fun little adventure with some pirate bad guys. But it does establish we do see Aang and Katara practicing their water bending, which is important to see. So it gets some stuff done.
Yeah, so pretty much like in the beginning, Katara was trying to show some skills to the waterbending skills to Aang, and Aang is he's learning it.
He's smoking her, dude.
Yeah, he's kind of showing off.
He's not showing off in the sense like, haha, look, Katara, I'm better than you already. He's just a little boy. He doesn't get it. It's just he's the Avatar, and he's really good at it.
Yeah.
They say later, this is not really a spoiler, but it is something that is said later. Like there's this kind of dynamic when it comes to the Avatar where every one of the 4 elements has an opposite. And for that a particular Avatar, their opposite is the hardest to learn. So like the opposite to Aang's airbending is earthbending. So when we get to him trying to learn earthbending later, he struggles with that a lot more. But like water and fire aren't his opposites, so when it comes to him like trying to learn waterbending, that's why he's so fast to it right now.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's kind of just like, oh, this shit's easy, and Katara herself is struggling because, come on, Katara, you're not the Avatar. Just chill.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Well, we get an introduction of the pirates. I do have a prediction for the whole show.
Yeah.
I feel like the pirates. I mean, not in this episode, but the whole season or the whole series. I think the pirates will help Aang and the crew.
Interesting.
Because they're like, I know they always want, treasure or money, but I think they will help out Aang in some way.
Well, your prediction last podcast we did was that the penguins were going to like turn heel on Aang.
Yes.
And now your prediction is the pirates will turn babyface.
Yes. So there's
maybe the pirates will fight the penguins.
Oh, if I see this in this show, then I'll get $1 million.
Yeah, all right, that's fair.
Right. We do encounter the My Cabbages guy.
Oh yeah, Yeah, he gets his dream squashed again.
Yeah. Is he like Bruce Campbell, like in the Spider-Man movies?
Or just in Sam Raimi. He's like Sam Raimi's car in all of Sam Raimi's
Yes.
movies.
Is he like that?
I hope. Yes, he's like that, but I hope that Sam Raimi didn't lose his virginity in the back of the cabbage cart.
Oh no.
That's nasty.
Especially those spoiled ones.
Ooh, that's why the Earthbender guy was like, I'm not letting these cabbages in here. Gross. Sam Raimi's been in here. Ugh.
That makes sense.
That's nasty. Yeah, no, funny thing about so this is the second time we see the cabbages guy.
Mhm.
And they're running from the pirates, and like Aang clears the cabbage cart and
Yeah.
then throws it back. Like he didn't have to throws it back, excuse me. He didn't have to destroy the cabbage cart,
No, you didn't.
but he felt something in his bones. Like these cabbages must die.
Hope that guy doesn't die.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Well, Katara said a curse word, a bad word.
Oh my, did she?
She said air hole.
Whoa,
So
that's crazy.
I'll
She's yelling at a child.
yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you, Qatar?
um
Yeah, this is where Qatar's like impatience comes through.
I mean, I get it. We're all human here.
I mean, we're on a great journey. Everyone's gonna get a little annoyed.
Yeah. I do feel bad for Momo. I do say like, oh, I don't trust Momo, but I do feel bad for him in this episode because
Now you don't trust him?
no, I didn't.
Because last time you said like, do we as a society like Momo? And I was like, yeah, we do. And now you're like, I don't know, I don't trust him.
No, I don't trust him in the last episode, but I feel bad for. I still don't trust him, but I feel bad for him in this episode because he's getting whooped by the water whips.
Oh yeah, he got smacked good one time.
Yeah. Hopefully he does something in the next episodes.
And he had to fight that lizard parrot that screamed like a chimp.
Yeah. I don't trust him, but Zuko and the pirates found Sokka, and
But we should mention that the namesake of the episode is the pirates have a waterbending scroll, and Katara's like,
yes,
"How'd you get that?" And they were like, "Oh, we stole it."
yeah, that's the whole plot of the episode here.
And then she steals it from the pirates. That's why the pirates are chasing them.
Yes,
And then eventually Zuko finds the pirates, and they kind of team up to be like, "We're gonna get the Avatar back and the waterbending scroll."
yeah, and they all encountered with each other. Sokka, Katara. I don't know if Aang was tied up, but they're all tied up, and then Sokka was using some reverse psychology to the pirates. It's like, hey, this scroll will cost a lot of money, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think he said like that's the Avatar. You could take the Avatar from Zuko, and then you'd have the Avatar. And then
and
they all started the
yeah,
fight.
yeah, they're all fighting, and then Momo frees Katara. I guess he's useful in this episode.
Momo gets shit done.
Yeah, I see it, but I still don't trust that guy. And then of course we see Katara and Aang working together with their water bending. They're using that hard skill they were trying to learn it early
That's
on,
right.
and they did
That's what
that
you like.
move.
That's what you like to see.
I like to see that. And
And earlier we see when they're at the market, Aang bought a little whistle,
yes,
and everyone's like, "What? You bought this broke ass whistle? It's stupid, Aang. You're stupid." And then he uses it here, and it's like big reveal. It specifically calls Appa. Like you blow the
Mhm.
whistle, Appa shows up. It's like in Arkham Knight when you call the Batmobile just slides around the corner and runs over a guy and kills him.
Oh,
That's what Appa can do now. So
I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Or like if you played Red Dead Redemption 2, you just whistle your horse and he'll come to you.
there's a couple games where you could do that. You could do that in
Yeah,
Zelda also.
Zelda, Ghost of Tsushima. Anyways, pretty much they won. They're fleeing, and like I mentioned, we see a naked person here. The pirate mooned Zuko on the boat.
Damn, I don't remember that at all.
It was quick. It was like 2 seconds. Bam.
Pulled his little butt cheeks out.
Yeah, it like really quick. But
That's naughty. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Dirty pirates.
So the pirates went to their own ways. As Zuko, they are in their other ways, and then the gang had the water scroll, and they'll learn more skills from that scroll.
Yeah. Very fun episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
I don't think. I mean, spoilers for the whole show. I don't think there's gonna be an episode that happens where I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this episode's terrible," or "I don't like this episode." Like they're all good. So
Yeah, it's like it's adding on. It's adding on in
yeah,
each
yeah.
episode.
We just keep it going, keep building. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no good. There's no bad. Is there? I don't know. Is there a bad episode? Do you think,
I can
in your
think of
opinion?
one episode that I think people tend to like not like as much, but it's like later in like the last season. And
Or
even then it's not a bad episode. It's just I think it's nobody's favorite.
don't tell me it's the finale.
No, man, Abrar, I don't want to get your hopes up. The finale fucks. Okay?
Oh, what do you
There
mean? In a good way?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay, okay. I was like,
Not
okay.
like Game of Thrones, like Breaking Bad, all right?
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. You know how big I'm a Bad fan I
Yes,
am.
sir.
Will I act like Walter White when he asks like
Y-
Skyler, or no pun
Oh.
intended, like where's the money? And he laughs in that little hole in his house.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
That
Well,
might happen to you at some point watching this show.
oh well, okay. All right. Let's get to the next episode. In the
Our
last episode,
last episode for the day.
yeah, last episode for the day or night, wherever you guys listening from, midday. Episode 10. The episode's called Jet.
Jet.
This one is I don't know if you're leading on one side or another side. There's like a gray area in this
Oh yeah.
episode. We get an introduction of Jet and his gang, the Resistance Fighters. I do have a question for you again.
Yeah, hit me.
So we do get an introduction of Jet. So is he a New York Jets fan?
Um hmm, no.
Okay. I just want to ask that.
Okay. He's not.
Yeah.
But you know what he is?
What?
Terrorist.
Yeah. I can
And
see that.
the moral of this episode is be careful falling in love with a hunky guy cuz he might be a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, man. Again, Katara is like, oh, another guy. Yeah, pretty much. I think he fell in love with more of Jed than Haru.
Yeah. I think I don't really think there's any romance intended with the Haru character. Because Haru's not much of a character. He's more of just like a symbol of like young oppression in like the Earth Kingdom. But Jet is very much purposefully supposed to be like a romantic interest for Tara, but not a good one because as I've said multiple times, dude's trying to kill people in a
Yeah.
bad way. And yeah, so they meet Jet. Jet's basically like when we meet him, he appears to be some sort of like Robin Hood character.
Yeah.
With his merry men, they're in the forest, his little gang, and they're like um sticking it to the Fire Nation, the Fire Nation soldiers. They're like, oh, the Fire Nation's around here. We've all lost like our family or our parents or our homes to Fire Nation. So here we are. We're here to fight them.
I mean,
And
I love their idea, but the way they do things is
yeah,
not so much.
it's right off the bat. Like, I mean, Aang falls for it. Katara definitely falls for it, and
Oh
Sokka's
yeah.
like, I don't like this guy. But to be fair, he doesn't not like this guy because he immediately can sense that what he's doing is bad. He doesn't like him because he's putting the moves on his sister. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like you need to stay away from Katara, and Katara's like, shut up, Sokka. I'll whatever. And then Sokka's following him around in that big I knew it moment. of
Yeah.
like, you're trying to murder civilians, my friend. And
Yeah,
he's like,
it's
Sokka, don't you understand? That's what we gotta do. We gotta
no,
kill babies and puppies if we're gonna fight the Fire Nation. And Sokka's like,
no.
the fuck are you talking about?
um. Well, will we get to see Jet again and his crew?
Ooh, that's a good question. You
I'm
never
asking that.
know.
I'm asking that because I was like, will Jet and Katara ever get married?
I think your questions will be answered
Okay,
by
okay.
continuing to watch the show.
Well, Katara should be on Love Is Blind on Netflix
Um, why do you say that?
because like I said, she is blindingly in love with Jet.
That's true.
Uh,
Um, I will say that once the penny drops, yes, Katara is the last person to get on the same page because Aang is like, oh shit, they're gonna blow up that dam, and Tara is like, no, 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 no. Jet wouldn't do that. That's not true. The man that we've known for 12 hours, we wouldn't do that. And then Aang's like, I don't know. They're putting all the explosives by the dam, and I don't see Sokka anywhere. And she's like, I still don't think he would do that. And then Jet shows up and he's like, yeah, Katara, I would definitely do that. And then once that happens, she's like, we gotta kill this guy.
well, before all that happened, remember, of course, because Sokka said like, he was he roaming around to look at the gang, and they were messing up. They were trying to kill that old Fire Nation guy.
Yeah, they were gonna paste this old man,
Yeah,
this
it's
old civilian.
that kind of alerted Sokka, and that's why we're in this situation. And I think the whole theme of this episode is like, is Sokka a good leader? Like, is he a leadership type of guy? And we
Hmm.
found out at the end of the episode, he he evacuated all the Earthbenders from that village, and
I don't know if I would say it's about Sokka's leadership. I
mhm,
mean, that definitely plays part in the end when he does save the village. But I think uh it brings in the, as you mentioned up top, the morally gray and the question of like how you go about things, whether you be
yeah,
Sokka, who like your moral compass is like you got to protect innocence and you fight the bad guys still, or if you become a radicalist like Jet, who's like, oh, we'll stop the Fire Nation and we'll, like Peacemaker. I don't care how many men,
uh,
women, or children I have to kill to get it.
yeah, that makes sense. I guess he's like a peacemaker, Jet here.
So
Uh,
like so yeah, Jet's plan would have taken all the Fire Nation out of the area, but Sokka, doing the right thing, sacrificed getting rid of the Fire Nation by warning the whole village and saving all those innocent people as well. Um
yeah, it's about morals, like how do you do things.
yeah,
But
this is a good episode because not only does it introduce an interesting character like Jet and his kind of cool but bad crew, but this is a strong Sokka episode. It is a fairly strong Katara episode by the end when she like realizes what's up and then fights Jet herself. The only person that doesn't have a whole lot going on in this episode is Aang,
no, no.
but the whole show's about him. He can take a backseat here. Um, and
That's why I like about the show. Like, each character, we're seeing each character development.
yeah,
It's not all about Aang.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, so yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good episode. I will
that's
say one thing. The only time that Katara apologized to Sokka in this whole ordeal was when Sokka was not around and she thought he might be dead.
right.
Sokka shows up and he's like, I actually saved the day, and never was another apology said to his face.
That's
We can only hope it happened off camera.
hopefully, in their journey.
That's just brother and sister for you, though, I think.
I think so. But yeah, that's pretty much of episode 10 here. Do have an interesting fact for this episode.
Mm.
This episode was originally supposed to be called The Rebels.
Huh. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
Maybe
pretty.
maybe changing it to being called Jet specifically kind of shines the spotlight of what we're supposed to remember, what we're supposed to take away.
Yeah, is that guy's the resistant fighters there.
More like
Uh,
the resistance fighters.
oh, I like that.
He has
Uh,
riz. We can't deny
he,
it.
no, I mean he looks like a
He's got that piece of straw in his mouth. He's always chewing.
like you. Is there like a? This is not J-pop. This is not K-pop. It's
A-pop for Avatar.
there we go. There we go.
I don't even know.
uh, but yeah, Jet. Will we see Jet and the crew later on?
I will say there's a good chance.
Okay, I feel like they're gonna be in the finale at least. With the
Uh,
cabbages guy.
yeah, maybe.
But
Maybe
yeah,
the
so
captain's gonna be there.
hopefully, so yeah, so that was episode 6 through 10. Next episode on the podcast, we'll do 11
11 through
to
15.
15, and then it'll be 16 to 18, and
Yep.
then the final two, 19 and 20. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Skyler, where can the people find you on the social media pages?
I don't have a clever answer this time.
I do
Um,
ask you all the time,
yeah.
but
I try to keep on top of it the best I can without ever actually giving me an answer, giving you an answer. But um no, I don't have. You know what? I'll just circle back to earlier when I said I support physical media. Go buy if you can afford it, because physical media is expensive. But if you can afford it, go buy this show, Last Airbender, on Blu-ray.
yes, is it on Blu-ray? That's cool.
It is. It's on. I have it on Blu-ray. I have the next show in the series, The Legend of Korra. I have that on
Mhm.
Blu-ray as well. I do not have the movie, the M. Night Shyamalan movie
You
on
got
Blu-ray.
to.
Okay, Abrar, I think maybe because that movie, now that we're halfway done with this season, that movie is only the this season, right? It's only
Oh,
the Book of Water.
okay.
Should we watch that?
Maybe
After we finish the season and then we have like a bonus episode where we watch the I won't front really 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 bad movie.
we could if you
M
want.
Night Shyamalan. It has our boy Dev Patel in it.
Oh man, Monkey Man, The Green
Monkey
Knight,
Man.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Monkey Man is my one of my most anticipated movies right now.
That's gonna be. I heard it's like 100% on Rotten
He got a
Tomatoes.
big standing ovation.
He did on Southwest,
So maybe by the time, because when does that movie come out? When does Monkey Man
April
hit
5th.
theaters? Okay, so that means that we do another episode next week on this, and then another episode the next week. Monkey Man will be in theaters. It'll be perfect time to watch another Dev Patel movie. And we'll just choose his worst one.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
think it all fits. I think that's fate. I think we have to do it now.
I think so. So we will watch his worst movie.
A lot of
Uh,
people's worst movie.
I only saw it once in. Did I saw it in theaters? I don't remember if I watched in theaters or at home, but I remember it was like, yeah, it's alright. But I never watched the show, of course, right? So I was like, oh, I watched the movie. I was like, it's whatever.
It's got some real problems, that movie.
Mm. What? What?
But who knows? Well, we started this series because I watched the Netflix show and I didn't like it, and then you were like, "Oh, I've never seen the animated one." I was like, "Well, let's watch it." And then if that leads us into watching the 2005, no, well, when was that?
I think it's 2010.
2010. That sounds more correct. 2010 movie. Uh, it's just our curse to watch everything. That's just what our life is now.
Of course, man. Of course, you can listen to this podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I have an Instagram page called Brown Boy Wonders Podcast. You can follow me there as well. And I guess on 3, we'll say not Dave, Dev Patel.
All right, Dave Patel.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Dev
Dave
Patel,
Patel.
Monkey Man.
Monkey Man. Go see Monkey Man.
Now or later.
When it-